Yeah. All right. So we'll wait for Fer to sort that out. But oh, she left again. Whoops. All right, she's gonna try and restart and come back. All right. So meanwhile, I can give you guys all an update on the update related to the protocol. So I'll do that. So shortly after we got the rebase doing, yay! The rebase was awesome that it works. We had one of the validators. It actually could be more than one. We are still doing a postmortem on the issue, but what we found was there was a bad block that was generated. Now we've analyzed that block, and the block checks out, but for some reason, when the nodes start up, it reports that as a bad block. But anyway, we decided that we can't wait to spend a lot of time analyzing that and figuring out what's going on, because we had already gone several thousand blocks past that one. So we just essentially resurrected the blockchain and got it working by switching to a different port. And we talked to the validators, and what we are doing is we are onboarding them again here shortly. But the blockchain is stable now. We passed that issue, and actually, as a result of this, we are now implementing a new procedure that makes it super easy for us to onboard validators. So we should be able to onboard validators much sooner. What we've done is we've created something called a checkpoint. A checkpoint is a snapshot, basically, of the blockchain. And when a new validator comes on board, they use the checkpoint, and they don't need to sync the entire history, like 7 or 8 months of history. They basically just update since the time, like the checkpoint was actually this morning. So from this morning onward. So we've tested it out, and it seems to be working well. So today we will start re-onboarding all the prior validators who nothing's changed there. They are still signers and no issues. We are giving them new instructions, getting them onboarded. So it's business as usual after probably 24 hours from now. Now, what we will do is we are also implementing a more, let's say, broader scope testnet. Our testnet has 2 nodes. We're going to do it with like 5 nodes now. And we are going to run multiple simulations to identify if this happens in the future, how can we, first of all, avoid it? And 2, if it does happen, how can we get past it like without any issues at all? So we will have that done, the simulations done, and we will test thoroughly and make sure that there is no issues anymore. So we are now waiting. We have given Mexi the instructions. We're waiting for them to update their node. The moment their node is up and running, they will restart all the issues there, all the transactions there. All right, so still looking for all right, so meanwhile, I'll take some of these questions. Let's see here. Let's see, Non-Burner says, hello, when all the nodes will be online again, all transactions will go through, withdrawal, Mexi included. All the nodes are not necessary to be online. The nodes that are required are already online, and Mexi just has to do some updates. They have been given the instructions. As soon as they complete the instructions and restart their node, everything should be back in business. Do we have investors? Yes, we have investors. Let's see, what else? So Agent B has a question around staking. With True Coins, will we be able to still take out our rebases on a monthly basis? So yes, all the airdrop related staking activity that's going on, the rebases will be available for you to claim. We'll have the UI for that done. I think the first it might be a couple of rebases in before we can do. Hey, look at that! We have Fer here finally.
Hi. Oh my God! I don't know what's the problem, but as soon as I joined the stage, you went mute and camera froze everything. Like, I don't know. I restarted computer, restarted Discord. It's a mess. I think it's Mercury retrograde plus eclipse.
All right, all of that happening, all the celestial things happening at the same time. But anyway, super excited. I know you are still recovering. It was very, very tiring experience for you, and I really appreciate that you backed me up because I wasn't there, and you had to basically play both our roles there. So I appreciate that. Um, why don't we start? Tell us all about it. How was the experience? What were your highlights? Love to hear more.
Okay, great. Well, first, thanks everyone for showing up. It is a pleasure to be here and share a little bit about what happened last week. For those who don't know, I have been on NFT NYC for several times. This was my fourth year attending and the third time as a speaker. So it is a conference, it's the one conference that I try to attend every time because I think it is a very good place where everyone goes and it's basically networking, not in the main conference, but everything that happens around it. Whenever people ask me about joining NFT NYC, I always tell them that if you don't have a ticket, it's not a problem because everything that is actually important happens outside the main event. But it's a great thing that they bring everyone to town at that time. So we started with Crypto Mondays. So I flew in Monday around lunchtime and went directly to that event. And I have to say, it's a very nice community, great people. We should be sharing some pictures and videos. I think they shared something already on Twitter. But I have to say, I was so busy talking to people that I didn't manage to take many photos or do videos because it's kind of like you start talking to someone and there's another one right after. I missed talking to some people because there was several times where I had a line of people waiting to talk to me and some gave up because it was too many people. So basically, networking was great. I cannot pinpoint what can possibly be a good outcome from all those people that I spoke with, but I definitely had a lot of amazing conversations. Mostly what I'm very happy to please is that everyone that I spoke to regarding our solutions, everything that we're building, everyone was very, very impressed and looking forward to learning more. I've been invited to talk into spaces with other communities to present what we're building here. And among all the people, I have a few highlights just because, they really touched me in what they were interested about. There was this couple, like these two guys from Germany, I believe, and they wanted to bring an artist that passed away a couple of years ago. So they want to bring his legacy into the NFT space. And when I shared about all that we're doing about the metadata and the structure that actually elevates the NFT to a better status related to fine art, they're like, well, we definitely want to do it with you. So that's the kind of conversations that I had where people really, really appreciate what we're building as structure and solutions. And so Thursday was my presentation during, the main conference. And I have to say that it was very nice to see for those who go to NFT NYC, that the rooms never get full. And my room was full. So that was really, really nice to see.
Hey,
So
awesome.
many people showed up. Yeah, between people that know me, I have a big following in the community, like people that really, really like to see what I'm doing, and people that I had never seen before. So that's always the best crowd because I'm like, well, it's people that are new to what I have to say. And I presented the solutions related to KYC and metadata. And people are very impressed because there's nothing like it out there. So that was, I think, a very, very nice feedback from the crowd. I got people talking to me afterwards, and yeah, oh my God, it's just like it kept on going. So yeah, I don't know. Did you have any questions specific, Nick, that you wanted me to cover?
Yeah. So, can you talk about the gist of your presentation? Like, what exactly were some of the highlights you communicated? So, it was generally about metadata and elevating art, right? Like, were there any questions from people after your presentation around that?
Well, my title was Trust and Art. So using, first, like I talked about the problems that we have on, like people that you can't really trust in the network. Like everyone that I know that is a collector has gone through this. We bought art from people that were not real artists and they stole artwork from, other people. And then we paid that that money for someone that is not really trustworthy. So I spoke about the KYC, which is something that I don't think anyone else is even interested in doing, because it is a difficult task, and it is something that, unless it's done the right way, it's not going to be helpful. So I spoke about conversation with the servers, so people can talk about, like in the process, they can talk about the country of origin and all of this without the concern that that information is actually going to be public. So that was something that people really liked. And regarding metadata, everyone was really, really impressed, because I explained how it will change discoverability, which is the major point. Right now, like when you go search for artwork, you can't find anything. And that's the one point that I hear every artist complaining about, is that they are not seen. So discoverability is key. And that was the main point. So believe it or not, when I finished the presentation, no one had questions, because they were simply in awe. And they talked to me afterwards. Like when I left the stage, I had a bunch of people asking to connect outside the stage, but I think they thought that my presentation was very clarifying. So yeah, it was great. And I had the poet, so people could download the deck, and the deck is fully Vitruvio branded, very nicely put by our marketing team. So that was my presentation on Thursday.
I'm just looking at the report sent about the events, the 2 events we had, and looks like the total people checked in between the 2 events was 644. That's that's a sizable footprint. So I think now we have a list of email addresses, etc. So that's a great, good list to have. So I would usually expect like a couple of hundred at these conferences to check in, but that's a pretty sizable number. Very happy about that. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the meeting we just actually had, where we are wrapping up the studio development. I see that there are some artists in the audience here also. So I think it's very important for them to understand the schedule that we are looking at. So perhaps we can share at the high level, at least, the dates we talked about now, and then maybe we go into some detail later. So there are 2 important dates for consideration. And the first one is April 15th. Is that right? April 15th. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's tax day in the US. So everyone knows that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So April 15th is when we expect that artists will be able to complete phase 2 of studio, which is actually consign their work to the blockchain. That's the date we are working toward. Now, that's date 1. The next date is, when can collectors start using their collector credits? So initially, we're not going to allow any buying, no crypto, no credit cards. You have to be a booster buyer who has a collector credit. So we drop those collector credits to all the booster holders. The super boosters are still pending, so apologies on that. That's a manual task, so we'll get that. So we are targeting the 18th, April 18th to start. So that's when the frenzy begins, where you have to go in, and it's going to be a first come, first serve, because there's a limited number of artworks, and there's many more collector credits out there to get those going. So that's April the 18th. So oh wait, did I get the dates wrong? No, that's right? Well, did
18th, 15th, we'll have everything ready for the artists to consign. Yep. And 18th, it goes live for the collectors to buy.
I got the dates right. For some reason, I thought I was off by a week. But all right, so we'll start promoting those dates. And so what that really means is April 18th is when we will have version, let's just call it 0.5, of the Vitruvio artist experience end to end, where you consign your artwork and you have someone buy an NFT license. Because remember, unlike all the other platforms, we are just not about NFTs only. It's other different types of licenses also. So it's going to be a very, very exciting day on April 18th. the devs are going to have to work extra hard to meet those dates. I'm going to have to work extra hard to get those dates done, because a lot of the smart contract stuff, I'm working with the team on that. But we're there. We'll make it happen. So it's exciting times. So that's the word. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about some new and interesting thing that came out of the meeting previously. Every artist, no matter how many artworks they have, every artwork is going to have a landing page. So that landing page, we're calling it a universal landing page, a ULP. We call it a universal landing page because that page is viewable on every platform, every social media, everywhere, and it can be embedded also, and it adapts. It adapts to the form factor. So if you're viewing it horizontally on a phone, it'll look differently. If it's being shown in a tweet, it'll be shown differently. But here's the thing: because those ULPs are published and static, they are static in the sense they are updated if any information changes, but until then they are static. We are going to put them into search engine sitemaps. So for those of you who don't know, every business that has any kind of catalog or anything like that has the ability to publish a sitemap and go into Google and other search engines and feed them that sitemap. Why is that important? Well, the search engines constantly crawl those pages. And what that means is once an artist consigns their artwork, it will be available in Google search in whatever latency they have, usually about an hour or less. So your artwork, once consigned to Vitruvio, will be searchable fully with metadata in the search engines very shortly after you consign it. And that is something that doesn't happen anywhere else. So we're really, really excited about that. All right, let's see.
I saw the picture of the truck. Just forgot to mention that we did have the mobile gallery going around town, and all artists that have already started the process of consigning the artwork are on that truck. So I shared on X the full video with all the artwork. So of course, with over 200 pieces, I couldn't be in front of the truck and take a snapshot for each. But I shared the video with all the artwork that was on a loop for 8 hours straight. So we did get a lot of visibility for our artists, and the back of the truck had the airdrop campaign in it. So it was very, very cool. And I'm just excited that we were able to showcase all the artists and people. I can see the love being spread on Twitter for that. So just wanted to mention that because that was Thursday as well. Thursday was busy. Besides my presentation, going around with the truck and having the meetup with artists and the community, that was very busy. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'll answer some questions here. Are all Genesis NFTs one of one? Yes, they're all one of ones. Staff Rampage asks, in studio, will we be able to change licenses per artwork? Also, can we add info to the metadata afterwards? The answer is yes to both those questions. You can modify licenses. Now, there is a special situation where you can change a license, which is if you've got an NFT license and there have already been editions purchased of it, then you can't change it because that would be unfair to people where you change it midway through there. But other than that, you can do that. You can change the license, no problem. And yeah, your metadata for the most part, there's a couple fields that should not be updatable. Those won't be. But everything else should be updatable, and it will update not only the database and what you see on the website, but it will also update the smart contract. So the on-chain data will also be updated according to whatever you set it to. Castro Juice asks, as a Genesis artist, when someone buys our art, will we get the Vitruvio at the $1.50 price or the $2.50 price? Cents? Okay, our agreement with the Genesis artist was that you get 100 Vitru. So that's basically the $1.50 price. So that's what we're gonna give everybody, 100 Vitru for the artwork. That's what we'd plan. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fer, is that your understanding too?
The price was bound to the same price that people bought the boosters. So the same investment that the collectors did for the investors did for the boosters, what they get for the artwork. So that's what the artists get. I know you did the credits for the collector's airdrop already when I was in NFT NYC, so I'm a little bit out of the loop on that, but you should have given the right amount of credit that they can
Exactly.
get their art for.
Yep, everyone got $150 worth, which was basically 15 collector credits at $10 each. So the Genesis is a snapshot in time, essentially. We made a deal, and we are going to stick with that deal for everybody, both the boosters and the artists. So after that, it becomes organic. It goes live with whatever the current price is, and we go with that.
Yeah,
Um,
I just wanted to mention something on this again, Nick, because it is a question that I get from some artists, and I wanted to emphasize that if they're concerned about the 150 price tag, they shouldn't be on Genesis. I'm so
yeah,
sorry to say this, but the whole point on being on Genesis is that you are a Genesis artist in an L1 blockchain, and that is huge. So you have already been exhibited on the truck going around the mobile gallery, going around New York. I had you all showing when I was presenting at Crypto Mondays. You were on OSHA shows on Wednesday. So we do support a lot our artists that are with us. So it's not about that at 150, and there will be right after Genesis. The price is up to you 100%, and we have nothing to do with the price tag for after Genesis. But for Genesis specifically, if you're concerned about the 150, I am sorry, but then don't be on Genesis. I just wanted to clarify this because it's about a lot more than the price tag.
exactly. It's a privilege, and it's a unique thing. Your art is going to be celebrated forever, and so yeah, please do keep that in mind, and don't focus only solely on the price, but about all the marketing benefits you're gonna get out of that. All right, so that is that. So I guess those were the quick updates. As I said in my download, we are going to do these sort of Discord lives more often to give more timely updates. But in the interest of time, particularly my time, I don't intend for these to be like long Q&A sessions, daily AMA sessions. Just do not have the bandwidth. We have too much to get done in too little time. So think of these as like pop-up spaces, right? Almost, get an update, etc. We get it done, and whoever is here, great. If not, wait till Friday. Friday is when we do the more detailed updates. So right now, our priority is to get all the Vitruscope related updates finished, and so people can see all the NFTs, do the transfers, etc. Get a transporter online so we can start looking at NFTs ported across chains. We are working on getting more influencers going for airdrop to accelerate that, so we'll move that along. We also want to stabilize and make sure that Mexi gets their Vitru their node up, so trading can resume. We'll also work on getting all the validators back online, and also the additional ones updated. So as you can see, I mean, those are just the things that I'm saying off the top of my head. There's like 100 other tasks that have to be done, and that's never ending. So, but lots to do. But very, very excited that we are approaching the time when Vitru Studio is complete. The artists have consigned their work. We have Vitru Search live and available to everybody, and we can start executing on buying. Also, we want to execute on some of the degen stuff. So we should see Honcho Marketplace up this week. I don't have the exact date. That's the ePlace team handling that, but I think they're very close to it. And we'll also work on getting some projects in there as quickly as possible. So that's all coming up. And yeah, so that is our update for today. Thanks all for joining. And I'm sorry if I didn't answer all your questions, but like I said, that's it's a quick pop-up kind of thing, answer some questions, and then get back to work. Have a good day, everybody. See you. Bye-bye.